Welcome back. Please like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel.
Hello everyone. Today we are looking at a major leadership change in the world of digital finance.
That is right, Alex. PayPal has officially named Enrique Lores as its new president and CEO. This is a significant move for the company.
Enrique Lores is a well-known name in technology. He comes to PayPal from HP, where he spent many years managing global operations. Why did the board choose him now?
The board believes Lores is the right person to lead PayPal's digital transformation. He has a strong background in moving companies from traditional hardware to modern software services. He will replace Alex Chriss, who has led the company since 2023.
Alex Chriss did a lot for PayPal, didn't he? Under his leadership, Venmo expanded significantly, and the Buy Now, Pay Later service became very popular.
He did. However, the market is changing fast. PayPal now faces more competition from traditional banks and new digital payment systems. To stay ahead, Lores is expected to focus on two things: international expansion and advanced technology.
I understand he plans to use more artificial intelligence, or AI, in the PayPal app.
Exactly. The goal is to use AI to improve security for users and to make shopping more personalized. Investors seem to like this direction. Markets remain steady after the announcement.
It is an interesting time for such a transition, especially with the current economic focus under President Trump's administration. Analysts view this as a strategic step to make PayPal a stronger player for large businesses worldwide.
It certainly shows that PayPal is ready for a new chapter. We will have to wait and see how these changes affect the way we all handle our money online.
Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie. We will continue to follow the story.
Thank you, Alex. Until next time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are discussing a significant move in the world of business technology. ActiveCampaign has just announced the acquisition of a startup called Feedback Intelligence.
That is correct, Alex. This is a strategic move. Feedback Intelligence is known for its advanced AI tools. These tools take raw customer conversations and turn them into clear, useful insights for a business.
It seems ActiveCampaign wants to use this technology to improve its own AI system, which they call Active Intelligence. For small and medium-sized businesses, this is quite important. Why is that, Jamie?
Well, Alex, it reduces the manual work. Usually, employees have to spend hours analyzing data and customer feedback. Now, the AI will automatically synthesize that information. It helps businesses understand their customers' feelings and behaviors much faster.
So the goal is autonomous marketing. In this model, the AI does more than just follow instructions. It actually evaluates its own performance in real time. It sees what is working and what isn't, then makes adjustments.
Exactly. This allows for highly personal marketing campaigns. When a business understands exactly what a customer needs, the marketing feels more helpful and less like an advertisement.
This is notably ActiveCampaign's third major technology purchase in the last 18 months. It shows they are working hard to remain a leader in a very competitive market.
Indeed. Users should expect to see these new AI features, such as better predictive modeling, in upcoming software updates soon.
It is an interesting time for AI in business. Thank you for that analysis, Jamie, and thank you all for listening. We will see you in the next update. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our business update. Today, we are discussing a major development in the banking world.
That's right, Alex. Santander, the global banking group, has announced a deal to buy Webster Financial Corporation. The deal is worth approximately $12.2 billion.
This is a significant move. Webster is based in Connecticut, and by acquiring them, Santander is strengthening its position in the Northeast United States.
It is a massive expansion. Once the deal is finished in late 2026, the combined bank will manage over $320 billion in assets.
For our listeners who use these banks, what does this mean for them right now?
For now, nothing changes. Both banks will continue to operate separately until the deal is officially closed. Customers can still use their local branches and accounts just like before.
That is good to know. Now, looking at the strategy, why is Santander making such a large investment in the U.S. right now?
Experts say Santander wants to diversify.
By growing in the U.S. market, they become less dependent on their business in Europe and South America.
It also helps Webster's commercial clients. They will soon have access to Santander's huge international network for trade and finance.
Exactly. It is about combining local strength with global reach. The two companies expect to save money by working together while offering more services.
It is certainly a landmark deal for the industry. We will continue to watch how this integration moves forward over the next 2 years.
Thank you for the clear breakdown, Alex.
And thank you for joining us. We will see you in our next update. Good morning. Today we are looking at the silver market, which has seen some unusual activity lately.
That is right, Alex. It has been a wild start to 2026. In January, the price of silver broke records, reaching $120 per ounce.
But those prices didn't stay that high. As of today, February 6th, the price has dropped to about $75.75.
It is a significant drop, but we should keep it in perspective. Even at $75, silver is still worth more than double what it was at this time last year.
That is a good point. Why are we seeing such high demand for silver right now?
There are two main reasons. First, investors are worried about inflation, so they are buying silver to protect their wealth. Second, there is a huge need for silver in green technology. It is a key material for solar panels and electric vehicles.
I understand that Treasury officials under President Trump are watching these price swings very closely. How are investors reacting?
It depends on their goals. Short-term traders are a bit nervous because of the recent price drop. However, professional investors see this as a correction. They are using the lower price as a chance to buy more for the long term.
So, what is the outlook for the rest of the spring?
Many experts are still positive. They believe that if the economy remains uncertain, silver prices could start rising again. We might even see new record highs before the summer begins.
It is certainly a market to watch. Thank you for that clear analysis, Jamie.
You are very welcome, Alex.
Good morning. Welcome to our daily news update. Today, we are discussing a new suggestion from the White House regarding how Americans vote.
Hello, Alex. That's right. During a recent podcast interview, President Trump suggested that the federal government should take a more active role in watching over elections. He specifically mentioned 15 key districts across the country.
The president mentioned nationalizing this oversight. Jamie, what is the main goal behind this idea?
According to the president, this would ensure transparency and prevent problems during the voting process. He wants to make sure the rules are the same in these important areas.
This has caused a lot of debate in Washington. How are other leaders reacting?
It is a mixed response. Some Republicans, like Representative Jimmy Patronis, support the idea. They believe it will help improve how we verify a voter's identity. However, other Republicans are concerned.
For example, Representative Scott Franklin, right?
Exactly. He argued that traditionally, states have the power to manage their own elections. He believes local government should keep that independence. Meanwhile, Democratic leaders have criticized the plan. They say it gives the president's office too much power over the democratic process.
Did the White House clarify if this is a new law?
Not yet. The White House stated that the president's comments were meant to start a conversation about security. It is not a formal mandate or a law at this time.
And I imagine there would be legal challenges if they tried to move forward.
Certainly. Legal experts say that any major change to election rules would likely be challenged in court very quickly. For now, it remains a proposal for discussion.
Thank you for that clear explanation, Jamie. We will continue to watch this story as it develops. Thank you for joining us today. Good morning. Today, we are discussing a major shift in international security. The New START treaty between the U.S. and Russia officially expired on February 5, 2026. In response, President Trump is proposing a new direction for arms control.
That is correct, Alex. The president described the old treaty as outdated. He is now calling for a new and improved agreement. He believes a modern deal must reflect today's technology and the current needs for global stability.
It seems this proposal is quite different from older treaties. What specifically are U.S. officials looking to include?
Reports suggest the new plan will move away from Cold War-era structures. It is expected to include rules for hypersonic weapons and new protocols for cybersecurity. These are areas that the previous treaty did not cover.
While the president is pushing for this new deal, he also sent a clear message regarding national security. He stated that while he prefers diplomacy, the United States will maintain all military options to stay safe during this transition.
And how has the international community reacted?
Moscow has shown a willingness to start talking again. However, there is still tension regarding verification, the process of proving that both sides are following the rules. Meanwhile, China has encouraged both nations to reach a stable agreement to ensure global peace.
It is a complex situation. U.S. defense officials are currently drafting the formal proposal. The world will be watching closely to see if a new era of cooperation can begin.
Thank you for that analysis, Jamie. We will continue to follow this story as it develops. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Today, we are discussing a significant move in Washington to improve the safety of our nation's railroads.
That's right, Alex. This week marks the 3rd anniversary of the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio. To mark the date, lawmakers from both parties have introduced the Rail Safety Act of 2026.
This legislation is a direct response to that disaster. It aims to create much stricter rules for trains carrying dangerous chemicals. One of the main requirements is the use of advanced electronic braking systems for high-risk trains.
Exactly. The bill also proposes a major increase in fines for safety violations. It wants to make sure that railroad companies take these rules seriously.
Another important point is communication. Under this new law, railroads must provide local emergency workers with real-time data. If a train passes through a town, local fire departments will know exactly what is inside those freight cars.
People in Ohio have been asking for these changes for a long time. While the environment is slowly recovering, residents still worry about long-term health effects. They see this bill as a necessary step toward permanent safety.
However, the rail industry has raised some concerns. They are worried about the high cost of these new systems and regulations.
True. But supporters of the bill argue that the cost of another disaster is much higher. They believe protecting communities is more important than corporate profits.
President Trump's administration and leaders in Congress are expected to move forward with this quickly. We should see a vote on the House floor later this month.
It is a developing story, and we will continue to monitor the progress of this legislation.
Thank you for joining us for this update.
Good morning. Today we are discussing a major development in the global gig economy. The Indian government has officially launched a new ride-hailing service called Bharat Taxi.
It is a very interesting move, Alex. Unlike private companies such as Uber or Ola, Bharat Taxi operates as a cooperative. The slogan for the platform is, "The driver is the owner."
That is a powerful message for the workforce. In this system, the drivers are not just employees, they actually own the platform. This structure allows them to keep a much larger share of the fare from every trip they complete.
Exactly. By removing the corporate middleman, the government hopes to empower workers. Beyond higher pay, the cooperative model uses collective bargaining to provide drivers with better insurance and retirement benefits.
This initiative is part of a broader push by the Indian government to ensure social equity. They want to prove that digital convenience can exist alongside fair labor practices and sustainable livelihoods.
Currently, the service is rolling out in major metropolitan areas. However, there are already plans to expand Bharat Taxi nationally. Many social observers believe this could become a model for other developing nations to follow.
It is certainly a bold shift. It will be fascinating to see how this impacts the competition and whether drivers in other countries begin to demand similar ownership models.
It is a significant step forward for workers' rights in the digital age. Thank you for joining us for this analysis.
Thank you, Jamie. We will continue to monitor this story as it develops. Good morning. Today, we are discussing a hopeful breakthrough in the field of medicine. Researchers at Keck Medicine of USC have started a new study that could change the lives of many people.
Hello, Alex. Yes, this study focuses on Parkinson's disease. As many of our listeners know, Parkinson's is a condition that affects the brain. It causes tremors, stiffness, and makes it very difficult for people to move easily.
That is correct. The problem is caused by the loss of special brain cells. These cells produce dopamine, which is a chemical the brain needs to control movement.
Currently, we use medicine to manage the symptoms, but these drugs cannot stop the disease from getting worse.
This new experimental therapy is different. Instead of just treating the symptoms, scientists are using stem cells. They implant these specialized cells into the brain, hoping they will grow into new, healthy neurons.
Essentially, they are trying to replace what the disease has destroyed. It is a biological solution to help the brain produce its own dopamine again.
It is a very sophisticated approach. The first group of patients has already had the procedure. Now the researchers will monitor them very carefully over the next 2 years. They need to ensure the treatment is both safe and effective.
If this works, it could be a life-changing alternative for millions of people worldwide. The scientific community is watching this trial with high expectations because it represents the future of regenerative medicine.
It is indeed an exciting time for neurology. We will keep a close eye on the progress of these patients. Thank you for joining us for this update.
Thank you, Jamie. We will be back with more news shortly.
Good morning. Today we discuss a fascinating discovery regarding the history of the red planet.
Hello, Alex. It seems that new research is changing what we know about ancient Mars, specifically how its lakes remained liquid in such a cold environment.
That is correct. A study published in Nature Geoscience suggests these lakes lasted much longer than we previously believed. Even when the Martian atmosphere was freezing, the water did not turn to solid ice immediately.
That sounds impossible given how cold Mars is. What was the secret to their survival?
Scientists used high-resolution climate models and data from recent rover missions. They found that a protective layer of ice likely formed on top of the lakes. This layer acted like a blanket, keeping the water underneath liquid for decades or even centuries.
I see. So it is similar to the subglacial lakes we find in Antarctica here on Earth.
Exactly. On Earth, those hidden lakes often host unique microbial life. This is why the discovery is so significant. It suggests that Mars could have supported habitable environments for a much longer period of time.
It seems the window for potential life on Mars was much wider than we first thought. Even as the atmosphere became thinner, these deep basins remained stable.
Precisely. Because of this, NASA and other space agencies are now recalibrating their future missions. They want to focus on these specific deep basin regions to search for signs of ancient life.
It is a powerful reminder of the resilience of water, even in the most extreme conditions.
It certainly is. This study provides a fresh perspective as we continue to explore our solar system.
Thank you for this insightful update, Alex.
You are very welcome.